Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and if you're wondering about the lighting, I'm using the window instead of my lights so that the room is a bit cooler. But I want to do a collection video on for those who don't know, I love movie trailers and I love movie trailer compilations, and I'm trying to collect more. There's still quite a bit I don't have. I think Shout Factory or someone did some for Kung Fu movies. There's one on Ozploitation, which is Australian movies. Previews from Hell, that's one of the first ones. But I actually am thinking of doing separate reviews for each of these because that way I could talk about all these trailers and weird trailers. But I also kind of want to ask if people want to see that or not. So please feel free. I'm still thinking about it. I have to think about it some more. And the reason being is that there's a lot of trailers on each of these, and if I went in depth in this video, the video would be over an hour long. But I still have to think about some more. But if that sounds interesting, where I review, for example, number 1, 42nd Street Forever, and I go through each trailer and talk about it, let me know. But as you saw, I have 42nd Street Forever Volume 1 and 2. These I have on DVD-R. I just haven't had a chance to get them on DVD. I do want to get them on DVD someday. It's funny, years ago, someone actually offered to send me the DVDs of these and never heard from them again. But, oh well. So instead of going in depth on the trailers, because again, it would, considering all the stuff I have, it would take like an hour. I'll at least mention what's on them for those who are interested if you ever get your own. On Volume 1, you have the trailers for, and I had to put a list on there so I remember them all. The Undertaker and His Pals, which is sort of a Herschel Gordon Lewis inspired goofy movie shot in Florida. The Flesh and Blood Show, which is a film directed by Pete Walker. A double bill, Women in Bloody Terror and Night of Bloody Horror. And Night of Bloody Horror actually has Gerald McRaney. They both might have Gerald McRaney, but Major Dad himself from the TV show Major Dad. He's been in films. I think the TV show Simon and Simon. Another double bill, I Dismember Mama and the Blood Spattered Bride. Peter Cushing film where he's a killer called Corruption. The Butcher of Benbrook, aka Graveyard of Horror. Ginger, which you did see a lot of titties in that trailer. The Italian Stallion, the Stallone film that I reviewed. Cream Puffs, which is an Italian sex comedy. The 3 Dimensions of Greta, which, as you tell, is a 3D sex movie. Hard Candy, also known as M3D, the movie. That has nothing to do with Hard Candy with Ellen Page. This is the one with John C. Holmes himself, porn star. Centerfold Girls with Andrew Prine as a killer, stalking women. A lot more titties. That's the thing, in a lot of these 42nd Street Forever, you do see a lot of titties in these. Panorama Blue, Wicked Wicked, which was filmed in dual vision, which seemed like a very interesting technique, where you have 2 screens at the same time showing different parts of the movie. Teenage Mother, Charlie and the Hooker, Matando, which was also known as Attack of the Mushroom People. The Green Slime. Destroy All Monsters, which is a Godzilla movie, which I've reviewed all the Godzilla movies on my channel, except Shin Godzilla, maybe one day. The Cripple Master, Werewolves on Wheels, The Pink Angels, which is the only gay biker film. Yes, it's a gay biker film from the 70s. The Depraved, They Call It One Eye, also known as Thriller, A Cruel Picture, Made in Sweden, Behind Convent Walls, which is a nunsploitation movie. Secret Africa, Shocking Asia, those are Mondo movies, which is like documentaries, but they feature local customs, fashions, as well as animal violence, which I don't really care for those. Chappaqua, that's a very weird art house trailer. Welcome home, Brother Charles. Same guy who directed Penitentiary 1, 2, and 3 directed that. Okay, I gotta mention that trailer. That you don't see in the trailer, but when you look at what the movie's about, it's about a guy who is in jail, who is tested on. He gets out, and again, they don't tell you this in the trailer for a reason. The experiment was that they tested on him, and now he has a dick that he can choke people with, in which he's getting revenge on the guy's women and making them having sex with them, and then the guys, he chokes them on the neck with his dick. I am not kidding. If you don't believe me, look it up yourself. It's none of that's in the trailer, but when you look up the movie, like the info on it, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say the name for this. It's a Fred Williamson film where he's a cowboy, boss, N-word. You can pretty much figure out what that is, which you would never see that kind of movie today, especially called that. The 44 Specialist, The Bullet Machine, Death Drive, aka Hitchhike, with Franco Nero and David Hess from Last House on the Left as another psycho. Raiders of Atlantis, that's a kind of a fun time waster, goofy action, sci-fi, which really not was directed by the same guy who did Cannibal Holocaust. Only nowhere as violent or crazy as Cannibal Holocaust. So that's probably why I liked Raiders of Atlantis. Star Crash with David Hasselhoff in this bit of a role, Christopher Plummer in this bit of a role, Joe Spinell as the villain. I haven't seen it, but I know my friend Efrey saw it and he told me it was shitty. But yeah, I'll give it a look one day. Star Crash, I've been curious about it from the trailer. Confessions, Sunset Cove, Super Fuzz with Terrence Hill from They Call Me Trinity. Death Will Have Your Eyes. Death Has Blue Eyes. A Black Veil for Lisa. Iron Master. The Rape of the Sabines. The Deadly Spawn. Devil's Nightmare. God, it's 8 minutes. I only got through number 1. And then number 2 has... And the reason I'm mentioning the trailers is in case people are just curious about it. At least the names of it. On Volume 2, you have trailers for Miss 45, The Born Losers, which was the precursor to Billy Jack, Rolling Thunder with William Devane and Tommy Lee Jones, Dixie Dynamite with Warren Oates and Christopher George, Hell's Angels on Wheels, The Hellcats, which is about, I think, a female biker gang, Drag Strip Riot, Stingray, Van Nuys Boulevard, Burnout, Dirt, which actually seemed kind of fun. It's sort of a documentary on people who go the limit. But yeah, I don't want to get too in-depth because it'd be too long of a video. Savage, blaxploitation film. Kenner, Tit Tit Tick, Take a Hard Ride, Black Samson, The Guy from Harlem, Sugar Hill, When Women Had Tails, I, a Woman, The Curious Female, The Babysitter, Street Girls, College Girls, The Pom Pom Girls, Helga, Invitation to Ruin, Pickup, Delinquent Schoolgirls, Savage Sisters, Female Jungle, Gigantus the Fire Monster, which was the second Godzilla film, The Giant Gila Monster, Hideous Sun Demon, The Monster Piedras Blancas, Murders in the Rue Morgue, The Woman Eater, The Dark, The Evil, The Evictors, Deadly Blessing, Rabid, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Clones, Mission Mars, Mr. Billion, Spy in Your Eye, The Last of the Secret Agents, Trunk to Cairo, Kiss the Girls and Make Them Die, Amazons of Rome, Samson the Slave Queen, Revolt of the Slaves, The Revenge of the Gladiators, Shogun Assassin, and State Town, USA. And then we get to Volume 3, Exploitation and Explosion, which I won't name all of them, I'll just name a couple that's on the back. You have Sudden Death, which has nothing to do with the Van Damme movie Sudden Death. Jaguar Lives, Enter the Ninja, Lightning Swords of Death, Five Fingers of Death, The Stranger and the Gunfighter, Devil Times 5, Patriot, Phase 4, The Pack, Alligator, Killerfish, Shark's Treasure, Blood Beach, Hot T-Shirts, Just Teachers, Gorp, Teen Frat, The Penthouse, House by the Lake, Night Call Nurses, Candy Stripe Nurses, The Young Nurses, Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood, Survive, Guyana, Cult of the Damned, Seven, Scorchy, Savage Streets, Highballin', From Noon to 3, Lies, Tattoo, and many more. You have Volume 4, Cooled by Refrigeration, and actually, just to get, and then the back, let me look at the back there. And you see some of the trailers are like Without Warning. That's Brea. What was it? If I see the name, I'll. Fighting Mad. No, not Fighting Mad. That was. I forget what it was. Legend of Body Creek. Die Laughing. You have The Syndicate of Death in the Family, Combat Cops, Without Warning, No Blade of Glass, Your, Hunter from the Future, The Psychic, Schizoid, Tender Flesh, Silent Scream, New Year's Evil, Mortuary, Humongous, Embryo, The Legend of Body Creek, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Grey Eagle, Shadow of the Hawk, Rituals, Americathon, Die Laughing, In God We Trust, Undercover Hero, The Jezebels, Fighting Mad, Bonnie's Kids, Walking Tall Part 2, The Klansman, Monkey Hustle, The Soldier, that's the one with Ken Wall, Shadow of the Devil, March or Die, Hog Wild, which has a young Michael Biehn in it, The Chicken Chronicles, which I think was the first film with Steve Guttenberg, Coach, which also has Michael Biehn in it, Our Winning Season, which has Dennis Quaid, Golden Girl, and more. Again, for those who wonder why I'm not going as in-depth, I apologize, but it's a lot of trailers, and this literally would be an hour-long video. But again, if you want to see separate reviews of these, please let me know in the comments. Please do. Alamo Drafthouse Cinema, Volume 5. The guys who host the Alamo Drafthouse, which seems like a cool theater. I would love to go to it one day, but none of that's in Iowa. And I can't go all the way to Texas just for that. Of course, when I was living in Texas, there was no Alamo Drafthouse. Of course, when I leave Texas and go to Iowa, then they have an Alamo Drafthouse. Fuck's sake. A Life of Ninja, The Bodyguard with Sonny Chiba, Lucky 7. Look up the trailer for Lucky 7. Because, first off, it sounds as if they have a rendition of Like a Virgin with Madonna, only they change a little bit so they don't get sued. You have little kids, so you think it's like a precursor to Three Ninjas, but then by the end of the trailer, these kids are getting this shit kicked out of them, including being thrown through glass, and like one little girl gets thrown through glass, lands face first. Watch Lucky 7 trailer, and it'll be an eye-opener. The Shark Hunter, Let's Do It, Chatterbox, that's about a woman whose pussy talks and sings. Yes, I'm being serious. Zebra Force, Stacy, Lightning Bolt, Mission Thunderbolt, The Three Supermen in the West, Redneck County, Moonrunners, which Moonrunners is the film that inspired Dukes of Hazzard, the TV show. And by the way, on these three, you have some really good commentaries. These two by Fangoria, Michael Dingold, film historian Chris Paggiali, and AV Maniacs editor Edwin Samuelson, who do the commentary for these two, as well as the Blu-ray edition. And then this one's from the guys who worked at the Alamo Draft House. Pretty decent commentary as well. But Moonrunners, when the Dukes of Hazzard movie came out, they only secured rights to the show, but they did not secure rights to Moonrunners, as in getting their permission. So because of that, they made the Dukes of Hazzard movie, and then the guys who had Moonrunners goes, oh, wait a minute, you didn't talk to us, and we inspired the show. So they paid them like $17 million. So if you look at the Dukes of Hazzard movie budget, you're wondering why it's that high. It's because, well, if you don't pay us, your movie's not getting released. So they fucked up with that. Pinocchio's Birthday Party, The Magic of the Kite, The Norseman, Sorceress, The Mansion Massacre, The Devil Within Her, Terror in the Wax Museum, and much more. And then 42nd Street Forever, the Blu-ray edition, which I forgot I reviewed this a long time ago. The review is still on my channel. I went a bit in depth on it. This was 3 hours and 45 minutes. And you have 80 plus trailers. So a lot of what's on volume 1 and 2, not all, but a lot of the trailers that's on the first 2 volumes are on here. And once again, you do have a really good commentary, very informative, but they have everything from Act of Vengeance, also known as Rape Squad, Black Samson, The Bullet Machine, Chained Heat, Dark Star, The Dark, The 44 Specialist, Ginger, The Grim Reaper, The Guy from Harlem, Helga, Haunty, Mark of the Witch, Savage Streets, yeah, Shogun Assassin, Super Fuzz, Mr. Billion, They Call One Eye, They Came from Beyond Space, Dr. Butcher MD, Eye of the Cat. A lot of trailers on this. As you can tell from them, I mean, The Deadly Spawn, Shogun Assassin, Raiders of Atlantis, The Green Slime, Anthropophagus, The Grim Reaper, quite a bit. So definitely one I recommend if you like trailer compilations. Not only for the compilation itself, but the commentary is very informative. It's a good like film history lesson. But I thought the commentary was interesting. So going to other stuff. In a way, this doesn't count, but it does, because it does have trailer compilations on it. Very nice guy, Mega Pork Chop Express is the guy who sent these to me long ago, and I have reviews for these on my channel for those who want to know more about them. But they are Video Nasties, The Definitive Guide, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Mega Pork Chop Express, if you're watching, thank you so much for this. Once again, I reviewed these, they're on my channel. This was a great gift. They're very informative documentaries. And then not only that, but each one, the documentaries on disc 1 and then disc 2 and 3 have trailers of what was on the Video Nasties list, which for those who don't know, in the UK, people in the UK, you guys went through shit dealing with rating boards and how, to a point, if you had these movies, they could come into your house, take the movies, and leave, and you can't do anything. And it would be illegal to own them. And if you worked at a video store, you rented them out, you could get a fine or jail time. And Very interesting documentaries. I definitely suggest anyone, if you can, to look these up in Volume 1 and Volume 2. And Disc 2 and 3, in Volume 1, they're the 39 nasties that were successfully prosecuted in UK courts and deemed liable to deprave and corrupt. And then Disc 3, 33 nasties that were initially banned, but then subsequently acquitted and removed from the DPP's list. And in Volume 2, original trailers for the 82 Section 3 nasties that were seized from video rental shops across the country. They just come and take them, and that's it. And what's cool about it is that you can watch the trailers by themselves, or each trailer before it has an introduction where someone talks about the film. Maybe it gives their personal thoughts, gives you a little bit of history of the film, who directed it, who starred in it. So very cool how they did that. Very informative and very lengthy. I mean, I think in total, if you watch the intro and the trailers, this is going to take you 8-9 hours. It'll take you quite a few hours just to get through that, let alone. And the documentary is about an hour and 20 or an hour and 10 or hour and 30. Like a 70-80 minute documentaries each, and very informative about something I didn't know much about until watching these. And now, again, I did reviews for these for those who are interested. The reviews are on the channel. Then we have a little one called Full Moon 45 title trailer reel. Long ago, I found this on eBay. I'm guessing it was part of a set. It looks like it was part of a set. And someone was selling it by itself. And I got it because, again, I love trailer compilations. This has... It says 45, but technically it's 44. Because one is 10 Years of Madness is a promo. But it's 44 Full Moon trailers. You have Arcade, Oblivion, Oblivion 2, Bad Channels, Blood Dolls, Castle Freak, Crash and Burn, The Creeps, Curse of the Puppet Master. You also have Puppet Master 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Retro Puppet Master. So many Puppet Masters. Demonic Toys, Dr. Mordred, which was Doctor Strange, really, with Jeffrey Combs as Doctor Strange, but he's called Mordred. Face off against the villain Brian Thompson from Cobra. Dollman, which is my favorite Full Moon film. Dollman vs. Demonic Toys, Head of the Family, Hideous, Invisible, Lurking Fear, which that has Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser. Mandroid, Meridian. Meridian is kind of their take on Beauty and the Beast. Netherworld, The Pin the Pendulum with Lance Henriksen. Robot Wars, Seed People, Shadow Zone, Shriekers, Shrunken Heads, which I remember that being like the first and maybe the only Full Moon theatrical film. Subspecies 1, 2, 3, and 4, Talisman, Totem, Transfers 2, 3, 4, 5, Vampire Journals, and Witch House. I'm guessing the reason they don't have Transfers 1 is because that was Empire, not Full Moon. Although Charles Band owned both, so it's like, why don't you just put it on there? I know it's Empire, but still, it's weird you have Transfers 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fuck 6. I don't even know if 6 was made by the time. That's a Transfers film that Tim Towers was in it, but it's only footage from previous films that they put in. Yeah, I'm not getting into that. But yeah, Transfers 1, it's Empire, but you just put it on there. Charles Band, you own it. But yeah, it was cheap. And you have Shock Festival, which I heard about this, and Mike still has the video up. My friend Mike, OCP Communications, one of the first videos he made on the channel he has was an update with this, in which he opened it and he broke it. But it's a 3-disc set. Pretty much the third disc is vintage radio spots, MP3. Disc 1 and Disc 2. Disc 1 has exploitation trailers. Disc 2 has horror film trailers. Disc 1, the exploitation trailers are films like Treasure of the Four Crowns, Titillation, The Late Great Planet Earth. For some reason, Captain America 1990 teaser. It's not exploitation, but whatever. And then Disc 2 is horror trailers. Agent the Bee Girls, Saturn 3, Grizzly, Pieces, Horror Hotel. You also have some TV commercials from back in the day. Like Massacre, Central High, The Last Survivor. They also did some stuff that I wasn't a big fan of. I guess Steven Romano had the Shock Festival, which is the name, and people made their own trailers, which is, they made these really cheap $5 looking shitty movies, and then they made a trailer for it, and it just didn't appeal to me. If it was fan trailers based on real movies, that'd be interesting. Like, you see them a lot on YouTube, fan trailers for Jaws, you know, with, they changed the editing, they changed the music, or this one I recently saw where they did a trailer for the original Alien, but they made it look like a comedy. Because the alien they found, they made it that it's the cat. Jones, that's the alien they found. Like, it was pretty funny, actually. But that's not what it is. It's people shooting their own movies, and I just didn't care for it. And the commentaries are not that interesting. Steve Romano, he does commentaries for both, and they're just, he's not really trailer specific. It's more just him telling his life story, which, And then the other, this guy named Uncle Creepy from Dread Central, he sucks ass. Considering he worked at a horror website like Dread Central, he doesn't know shit about horror films. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He's like, he's trying so hard to be funny, and he failed. I'm like, fucking Carrot Top is funnier than you. Or get, you know, Creepy Kentuckian from Deadpan, he'd be funnier than you, Uncle Creepy. Dumb fuck. I know that's rude of me to say, but his commentaries for both of these, I'm like, you know what? I could do fucking better. And I don't toot my own horn that much, but I could do better than Uncle Creepy on these trailers. Commentaries, come on. But anyway, Shock Festival is probably one of my least favorite of the compilations, but you know, it is 3 discs, and you get quite a bit for it, so. And interesting cover, too. And then we get Trailer War. Love that cover. This is from the guys who worked at the Alamo Draft House. And the trailers you get for this is Stunt Rock, Argo Man the Fantastic Superman, Inframan, which I reviewed on my channel. I love Inframan. Voyage of the Rock Aliens. Yes, a film with Pia Sedora, Craig Sheffer, and Jermaine Jackson. Yes, he's related to Michael Jackson. Star Crash, The Dungeon Master, Animal Protector, which stars David Carradine. I guess was funded by animal rights groups, and has a song that's pretty catchy. And when we're face to face, got to survive. Animal Protector, if you check out the trailer, the song's kind of catchy. Almost like Survivor type of song. You get Eunuch of the Western Palace, the Tawn Father. More badder than the Godfather, the baddest father of them all, the Tawn Father. That's what the narrator says. I think it's Adolf Caesar who did a lot of trailers, narrations for a lot of them. Great narrator. World War of Kung Fu, The Man from Hong Kong, which I think that has a Blu-ray from Umbrella Entertainment. I would love to get that Blu-ray sometime, because that seems like a fun movie. I seen it once and it was fun, but I saw it like on a download. I would like to get that sometime, The Man from Hong Kong. Very action-packed film. Con el Odio en el Pio, It's all in Spanish, and I said that wrong, I'm sure. Black Samurai, Force 4, Force 5, Sister Street Fighter, Golden Needles with Joe Don Baker, Jim Kelly, and Burgess Meredith. Yep. Mitchell with Joe Don Baker. Maniac Cop 2, although it's dubbed in French, but it's a good-looking grindhouse look of Maniac Cop 2. The Mad Adventures of Rabbi Jacob. Partners, which was a Ryan O'Neal, John Hurt buddy cop film where John Hurt played a gay guy and Ryan O'Neal had to pretend to be gay and he was hating it. So, yeah, it's very un-PC. Amok, Big Guns, Mr. No Legs, Adults Only Snipe, which is more like, I forget what the hell that was. I don't think it was a trailer, it was like a little warning. Lola's Mistake, Nightmare Honeymoon, Don't Answer the Phone, The Stairmaker, which is also known as Girls' Night Out. That's a slasher film I haven't seen, but I know that's the one where a guy's dressed up as a bear, because it's a costume party, and he's got knives in his claws, a la Freddy Krueger. So it's a guy killing people in a bear suit. The Mutations, which has some of the cast from Todd Browning's Freaks, as well as Donald Pleasance. Deranged, that's the film that apparently is the most accurate depiction of Ed Gein. I don't know if that's true, I haven't seen it. Shoot, which is a film starring Cliff Robertson, Henry Silva, and Ernest Borgnine. Dead End Driving, which I know my friend Effrey hated, I haven't seen it. Who Saw Her Die? Amin, The Rise and Fall. Hots, The Beach Girls, Nudes on a Tidal Reef, The Boob Tube, Northfield Cemetery Massacre. Which there was something about that director. Oh, Northfield Cemetery Massacre. That's from the director who would go on to do Harry and the Hendersons. Amazing Grace, The Lawyer, The Electric Chair, Women in Cell Block 7, Penitentiary, and Thundercops, which is insane because the trailer has toy helicopters, remote control, chasing this disembodied head, and they're shooting at her with rockets. And then they put in like martial arts in the trailer, but those martial arts scenes are not in the movie. It's just the horror elements and the toys and toy helicopters and the head, that's in the movie. But the martial arts with one woman that looks like a sister of Cynthia Rothrock, that's not in the movie. So, fun trailer compilation. And I waited to do this video until I could get these. Trailer Trauma 1, which has Deathbed, The Bed That Eats, The Hex Massacre, Dawn of the Mummy, Dark Sunday, Sunday in the Country, Don't Open Till Christmas, Savage Weekend, Mean Frank and Crazy Tony, Wacko, Hysterical, The Incredible Torture Show, Mondo Magic, stuff like Revenge of the Living Zombies, The Children, Dr. Frankenstein on Campus, Creature from Black Lake, which I actually reviewed that during my little Bigfoot marathon. Yes, I did do a Bigfoot marathon. There should be a playlist. If not, just type up Bigfoot and on my channel, or Bigfoot Ramble for Life up there. And one of the few that I liked was Creature from Black Lake. The One-Armed Executioner, Naked Vengeance, Food of the Gods 2, Jack the Ripper 1976, The Annihilators, Kill, 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 The Game School Girls Play, The College Girl Murders, Black Fist, Penitentiary 2, 9 Deaths of the Ninja, Mutant War, The Eliminators, Homebodies, Frankenstein in 3D, The Raw Raw Girls, Paranoia, Silent Madness, Trick or Treats from 1982, The Creeper, which was an alternate title for Rituals, Iron Master, No Retreat, No Surrender, Legend of the Frenchy Teen, Knights of the City, The Farmer, Smokey and the Good Time Outlaws, Smokey and the Hot Wire Gang, The Demon Lover, Grave of the Vampire, / Garden of the Dead, Hell Hunters, Jungle Wolf 2, Return Fire, Captain Apache, and more. This is pretty fun. No features on this, but you get trailers from 35mm prints. Same with this. Trailers from 35mm prints. But this does have a commentary, which is alright, with Keith Crocker, director of The Bloody Ape, and George Reese from DVDDrivein.com. They are New Yorkers, so remind me of my friend Efrey in a good way. But this has, see, this is over 2 hours long, including the title, which was like this cartoon cat, animated cat, that turned to the restricted sign. If you include that, there's 65 trailers on this. And then this has 96 trailers. So definitely a lot more. Like this one's about 3 hours and 45 minutes, give or take. But yeah, this has a lot. I mean, I'm not going to go through all that's on here. It's just, this is already 36 minutes long. But this is more of monster movies from the 60s and 70s. Quite a few of Hammer films. Not all of them, like the more well-known, like Horror of Dracula is not on there, but lesser-known ones, Amicus. Okay, for example, you got The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, Count Dracula and His Vampire Bride, Dracula's Great Love, Latitude Zero, which was, I believe, a Toho film, Frankenstein's Bloody Terror, The Folks of Red Wolf Inn, The Mad Butcher, Carnivorous, Island of the Damned, Island of the Fishmen, Frankenstein Island, Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter, Schizoid, not the 80s Schizoid, this is another different Schizoid. Banana Monster, that's the first film John Landis directed with a suit made by Rick Baker. Gorilla Gang, Willard, the original Willard, The Demons, Terror, Terror in the Wax Museum, Nightmare in Wax, Castle of Evil, The Terror, that's the one with Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson. And now The Screaming Starts, The House That Screamed, House of $1,000 with Vincent Price, Burnt Offerings with Oliver Reed, Blood on Satan's Claw, Silent Night, Bloody Night, The Blood Rose, Blood Demon, Brand of Blood, The Vampire People, Andy Warhol's Dracula, Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, The Embalmer, The Thing with Two Heads, The Psychopath, Kiss and Kill, Desad. Desad has Keir Dulley from 2001: Space Odyssey. The Mind Snatchers, which is, I think, the first starring role by Christopher Walken, The Mind Snatchers. Let's Scare Jessica to Death, The Shuttered Room, Torture Garden, which has Jack Palance and I think Burgess Meredith as the devil. Devils of Darkness. Land of the Minotaur with Donald Pleasence and Peter Cushing. Yeah, you have quite a bit on here. And last but not least, which I've already did a review for this, so it's not much of a surprise, but Horror Trauma 3 Horror-thon. I already did a review for this. 7.5 hours, to me, the best trailer compilation, because it's all horror films from the 1980s. And other than a few nitpicks, I wish we had Prison, Watchers, Predator on there, maybe a few others, but of all the trailer compilations, this is easily the best one. This is the one to get. If you had to get one, I would suggest this one. But if I had top three, this would be number one. Honestly, number two I would give to this. And number three, that's tough. I kind of want to say this, because this was fun in a charming way. I like a lot of the ones they picked. If my friend, I don't know if he'll watch this, but if my friend Michael Keane Phantasm is watching, I definitely recommend him this. I mean, I recommend him a lot of these, but this, because there's a lot of 60s and 70s horror films from back in the day. I know he's a big Hammer fan and sort of that era of horror films. So I definitely recommend him this Driving Monsterama. But either way, yeah, I didn't think this video would be so long, but if I went through all the trailers specifically, it'd be 2 hours long. But let me know if you'd like to hear more in-depth trailer by trailer, like a review of 46th Street Forever Volume 1, Volume 2. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be different to do, be unique. Not many people do that, which what I like about it. But let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.